Okay, buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into a story that's as fascinating as it is heartbreaking, a tale that recently unfolded on a very special episode of the BBC's beloved Antiques Roadshow. You know Antiques Roadshow, right? That comforting, often delightful show where hidden treasures emerge from attics and garages, and experts gently reveal their true worth, sparking joy and sometimes a little happy disbelief. But every now and then, an item comes along that shakes things up, that goes beyond mere monetary value and challenges us to look deeper, to feel more. This, my friends, is one of those stories. Imagine the scene. Cardiff's beautiful Alexandra Gardens, the sun, hopefully, shining, the usual buzz of excitement as people queue with their prized possessions. Amidst the usual procession of porcelain, paintings, and period furniture, steps forward a guest with an object that, at first glance, might seem innocuous, a simple ivory bangle. But this wasn't just any bangle. Oh no, this was an item that would leave Antiques Roadshow expert Ronnie Archer Morgan not just impressed, but profoundly, deeply sad. And when Ronnie, with his characteristic warmth and profound knowledge, expresses sadness, you know something significant has transpired. Now, before we go any further, let's be crystal clear, just as Ronnie himself was on the show. He, and indeed everyone at Antiques Roadshow, stands firmly against the trade in ivory. Unequivocally, there's no gray area here. The destructive impact of the ivory trade on magnificent creatures is something we all abhor. But this bangle, this seemingly small, unassuming object, was different. As Ronnie so powerfully articulated, this ivory bangle here, it's not about trading in ivory, it's about trading in human life. Can you imagine the weight of those words? The palpable silence that must have fallen over the set. Ronnie went on to describe it as probably one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to talk about, but talk about it, we must. And he was right, because some stories, no matter how painful, are absolutely essential to tell. They are etched into the very fabric of our history, and ignoring them does a disservice to the past and to our shared humanity. So, what made this bangle so incredibly impactful? Ronnie, ever the expert, called it an amazing object and a testament to the callous trade that went on in the 17th, 18th, and into the 19th century. He then gently prompted the owner to share its story, and her recounting of how she came to possess it only added to the layers of complexity. She explained that she had worked for a family, caring for them, and when one of the members passed away, a house sale was held. It was there, 36 years ago, that she spotted it. I bought that 36 years ago in the house sale for £3, she recalled, almost apologetically. I thought it looked interesting. I had no idea what it was. Isn't that just the way it goes sometimes? You pick something up, a curiosity, for a paltry sum, utterly unaware of the profound narrative it carries. But there was something about this bangle that wouldn't let her go. There was something about it, she admitted, and now I'm researching it. This is where the story takes a truly sobering turn. It said traders, she continued. I thought it meant trading in coffee or spices, but actually I realized they were trading in people. Just imagine that moment of dawning realization, the slow, creeping horror as the true meaning of those innocuous-seeming words on an old bangle became terrifyingly clear. And then, the inscription itself. Prince Jemmy of Grandy, followed by the chilling descriptor, a good trader. The guest, grappling with this new understanding, ventured her interpretation. She believed Prince Jemmy was an African himself trading in people. Ronnie Archer Morgan, his voice heavy with emotion, didn't mince words. That's what I think, he affirmed, a despicable human being. He clarified, I think he was an indigenous trader, somebody from Nigeria. He wouldn't have been trading in his own people. It was another nation, another tribe. And then, another inscription, dripping with an almost unbearable irony. Honest fellow. Ronnie's response was a punch to the gut. I'd like to meet him and teach him how honest I think he is. The righteous indignation in his voice was palpable. It wasn't just about history anymore. It was deeply, profoundly personal. And then, the bangle yielded yet more harrowing details. Further examination revealed its connection to ship Anna, and the date 1782. That seemingly simple date, combined with the ship's name, unlocked a grim chapter of history. 535 enslaved people aboard, traveling from Bonny to Montego Bay. 535 human lives, reduced to cargo. packed onto a ship, enduring unimaginable suffering. The numbers alone are staggering, but when you connect them to a single object, to individual lives, the impact is immense. And then, Ronnie shared his own deeply personal connection to this dark past. You know, he began, his voice softer now, but no less powerful. My great-grandmother was a returned slave from Nova Scotia in Canada and came back to Sierra Leone and Freetown. The weight of generations, the echoes of ancestral suffering, resonated in his words. And I actually think it's my cultural duty, our cultural duty, to talk about things like this. And that, my friends, is the crux of it. This wasn't just an appraisal of an antique. It was a profound act of remembrance, a necessary conversation about the brutal realities of history. The emotional toll on Ronnie was clear. He held the bangle, this tangible link to such immense suffering, and his conclusion was truly profound. I just don't want to value it, he stated, his voice thick with emotion. I do not want to put a price on something that signifies such an awful business. He was right. How do you put a monetary value on human suffering, on the depths of depravity, on a piece of history so stained with pain? You don't. The very idea feels grotesque, but, as Ronnie so eloquently put it, the value wasn't in the price tag, but the value is in the lessons that this can tell people. The value is in researching this and what we can find out. And then, in a moment that perfectly encapsulated the warmth and genuine connection that makes Antiques Roadshow so special, despite the sadness, Ronnie turned to the guest. And I just love you for bringing it to the roadshow, and thank you so much for making me so sad. That phrase, thank you for making me so sad, might seem counterintuitive, but it speaks volumes. It speaks to the importance of confronting difficult truths, of allowing ourselves to feel the weight of history, and of understanding that sometimes the most valuable things aren't measured in pounds or dollars, but in the lessons they impart, the conversations they spark, and the empathy they awaken within us. The guest, clearly moved by the experience and Ronnie's profound words, readily agreed to continue her research, to delve deeper into the mystery of Prince Jemmy, to uncover exactly who he was and what his story truly entails. And that, ultimately, is the enduring legacy of this powerful encounter on Antiques Roadshow. It wasn't about a profit. It was about purpose. It wasn't about a simple antique. It was about a profound piece of history, whispering stories of human endurance, immense cruelty, and the vital need for remembrance. This bangle, purchased for a mere £3, became an extraordinary conduit to a past we must never forget. It serves as a stark, tangible reminder of the horrors of the slave trade, and a powerful testament to the fact that history isn't just confined to textbooks. Sometimes it resides in the most unexpected objects, waiting for us to uncover its secrets and learn its vital lessons. And for that, for the courage of the expert to speak truth to pain, and the willingness of the guest to share her discovery, we are all richer, albeit with a profound sadness in our hearts. Because sometimes, feeling sad is exactly what we need to do to truly understand.